Yo, what's good people? Welcome to episode 3 of Raven 101. So in this episode we're going to be talking about parries and sabakis. I'm going to start off by saying they removed one sabaki slash parry from Tekken 7, so that's 1+2. So 1+2 actually does not have a parry or sabaki built into it because it's a heat engage, so I think that's why they took it out. Now he has 5 that you can actually use. So his first one I'm going to talk about is back 1+3. So I'm going to pull it up in the move list. If you go right down to the bottom, you can see his attack reversals. Now there are some hidden in the move list. So QCF 1+2 also has an attack reversal. You can see the kind of caption. So that's an attack reversal, and also back 2. So as you can see in the caption, it says has attack reversal effect. So those are his 5 parries. So it's back 2, QCF 1+2, so that's 2, back 1+3 or 2+4, which you can also do in back turn, so that's why I count it as 2, and also back turn forward 1+2. So this parry is really good for just reading attacks after, like, let's say for example down back 2. So if you read a retaliation after down back 2, this one is the one I would go for rather than this one, because there are actually option selects for this one, and I'm going to show you in the video kind of option selects. It's called Utsusemi Escape, but we call it escape parry just because, you know, he's escaping from mix-up. So yeah, we call this escape parry. So escape parry would be this one, back 1+3 or back 2+4. This one is good for kind of just evading mix-ups. It also, a special property, I'm not sure if any other parry has this, but he can parry heat smashes with this. This is really important, and you can actually either punish or actually launch a lot of heat smashes that you escape parry. So I'm going to show you an example of that later in the video, but back 1+2 is really good. I'm also going to enable the health bar so you can see he takes recoverable health in this game. But I'm gonna tell you why that's balanced, because what it does in this game is crazy. I think it's one of his best moves. I already said Master Raven's escape parry was one of her best moves anyway, but in this game it's crazy. So let's get into actually what it does when you escape parry a move. So I'm just going to do jab down forward 1. So he flies back into full crouch. So when I mash 2, so he's in full crouch when he recovers. So he recovers in crouch. And same with back 2+4. So when he does it in back turn, he ends up behind the opponent. That's escape parry. Now, why I would use this is, like, if you don't want to take a mix, let's say for example after a heat smash or just after a really heavily plus move, if you don't want to take a mix, because this game is very aggressive and mix up heavy, so if you do not want to take a mix, you can just escape parry out of a lot of stuff, which is really good. In this game, escape parry parries throws as well. So I'm gonna do 1 and then his umbrella throw. So you'll see he can actually parry throws in this game, which is insane. So, you know, that was too far. So yeah, especially because throws actually track, so you can't actually sidestep any throws. I'm stepping both ways, and you know, so yeah, he can escape parry throws, which is just actually insane. So that's a special property of this parry or sabaki or escape. He can parry throws, which is really strong. It also can parry knees and elbows. So I'm not sure if Yoshi actually does have a knee, so I'm gonna record that. So that's a knee. Okay. Yeah, so he can parry knees, elbows, throws, lows, all sorts of attacks he can parry. He can also parry tackles, so ultimate tackles, Dragunov's tackle after his heat smash, he can parry that also. So that's really good for defense. It's a very good defensive option. Okay, so I've recorded Dragunov to do heat smash. You can actually count it launching, because Dragunov can't actually cancel the heat smash. So this is what happens on block. He'll do the 3rd hit, right? So if you parry, there's nothing he can do. You can also do while standing 1. Yeah, there's nothing he can do. But while standing 2 does more damage. So yeah, you can launch him for that. which is really, really strong. So if you have the ability to react to certain heat smashes, I think this is going to be really, really crucial to defense, especially at high level where heat usage is going to be very, very strategic. I feel like if you can react to certain things with this, like even at the end of rounds in the clutch. Also, one thing to note is you cannot die from the recoverable health. So if you have no health, like 1 pixel, and you escape parry, you actually will live, like it won't kill you. So that's also good to know. When you're -9 with Raven, you would typically go for a parry, or either escape parry or back turn forward 1+2. Those are kind of the option you would go for. So option select would be generic low. But what happens now? Generic low, and you can actually punish it with a generic low. So there is counterplay to this parry. It's not free. Whether the opponent you're fighting has a generic low would differ, because not everyone has a generic low, but there is counterplay. So I would not recommend this when you're in back turn. Okay, so I've picked Hwarang. I'm gonna do the same thing. I can actually be launched for this, and there's nothing I can do. And to show you that I'm doing while standing 4, yeah, there's nothing Raven can do. He's still in recovery at this point when he's kind of dropping down. So Hwarang does a low, he can launch. I don't know Hwarang's combos, but yeah, he can launch. Okay, enough Hwarang. Now I want to talk about back turn forward 1+2, which is, I think, is his second best parry. So some typical situations you would use this from. Let's first of all show you what it actually does. So this is this one where he flips over you and leaves you in a nice Oki situation. A typical Oki situation would be delayed forward 4. So this will catch them back rolling. Now what happens if they tech roll? So if they tech roll, it's not going to hit them. So you would have to do a low, down back 4 will hit, down 4 will hit. So the lows will hit a tech roll, but they won't hit getting back up. So you kind of, it's just a guess on Oki, I suppose. But yeah, this is really good for, like, let's say for example, if they press on block. Okay, let's do it on block because people don't tend to press on hit. Let's do it on block. This would be the situation you would use this in. Or like this, for example, but it's gonna mash. So let's do this. This is another one you would use it in. This was really good. So this one is really good. Also this one. But in this situation, they would have to do while standing 4. So I'm gonna set the crouching punishment to while standing 4. So while standing 4. So this low, they can't punish it, and it's -9 in back turn. So that leaves you for opportunity to parry, which is really, really nice. So yeah, this parry is mainly used for stuff that's safe on block. Also back turn forward 4. If they try to punish it, they're gonna get parried. Now, this parry's weakness is that it cannot parry knees and elbows. So for example, if I do down back 2 on block, so it's going to do that. That's what it's going to do. I'm going to parry and I'm going to get hit. You see? So this doesn't parry elbows and knees. So that's the only weakness to this. But otherwise, I think it's really good for, you know, reading retaliation. And I usually do this one. So he's going to do down back 2. So let's set him to do jab. Okay. This one is really, really good. So that's back turn forward 1+2. It's mainly just used if you're -9 in back turn like this, or like this, and you know, if you read retaliation, similarly with this one. So yeah, this one's really good, you know, to just catch quick retaliation jabs, down forward 1s and stuff like that. This one's really, really good. Back 2. So this one is actually hidden in the move list. So if you hover over back 2, it will say something like attack reversal or reversal property or something like that. So yeah, back 2 is actually an attack by itself. So quite a lot of damage. It does 35 damage if I recall correctly. So let's put attack info on. 36 damage. So pretty chunky mid-high, but it jails, so you can't actually duck it if you block the first hit. You can only duck it if the first hit whiffs. Like this, I'll be able to duck and launch, but typically no one ever ducks and launches it, to be fair. So this one is pretty safe to throw out. The only thing I will say is it has a lot of whiff recovery, so you probably will get punished for throwing it out. It's good for checking people if they want to do this, like for example on block. So this one is good at catching heavier moves, so like jack down forward 1 and you know, stuff like that, because the weakness in this one is that you can actually jab it out of the air. So I'm going to set my own punish just for example. So this will catch back 2. See what I mean? So it's not free, it's definitely, you can definitely catch it, but then again, if for example they block it, now you're in a -9 situation. So I'm going to show you what that looks like. It's a bit difficult to show you with all this like punishment sets and stuff, but I'm going to. So now this is -9. If he presses here, you can do forward 1+2. So again, the parries kind of work in tandem, where it's like, you know, you can use this parry. Now it might set up a certain situation, you can react with forward 1+2 or escape parry. Now, as I said, I don't recommend escape parry as much. I think it's a defensive option in terms of, you know, heat stuff and just getting out of plus frame. But I would say escape parry is more for like dealing with heat, dealing with loads of plus frames and stuff. So yeah, this one is really good, but I think this one is better in back turn situations like this, for example. So that's back turn forward 1+2 and back 2. Now he has one last parry, which is a very strange sabaki, and that's QCF 1+2. So as you can see, it does the same thing as back 2, just from QCF 1+2. So that's the sequence we're going to do. As you can see, so one move I use a lot is actually QCF 1+2, like from wave dash, because I feel like his mids from Tekken 7 that you would usually use, like QCF 1, you can no longer hit confirm. They're hard reads now, in compensation for how strong they are in heat. So this is safe in heat, this is safe in heat. So, you know, this can be a heat dash move. So his usual mids that you would use in Tekken 7, Master Raven's mids, you can't really use those mids now. I mean, you can, but whilst 93 by itself is not that good, it's okay. So I would, even though this is slow, people actually hard duck Raven when you're, you know, crouch dashing. So this one is really good to check that duck, and it's safe, and it's a sabaki. So if they want to press, they may get parried. So that's QCF 1+2. So those are kind of all of his parries, I would say, and each one has a different use. So in my opinion, the strongest one is just back 1+3, because as I said, it parries lows, it parries highs, mids, knees, elbows, throws, ultimate tackles, heat smashes, all that stuff. So this one is really, really universal, and you can also use it for back turn. As I said, if you are going to do a parry in back turn, forward 1+2 is your best bet in that situation. So, you know, -9 situations, and just, you know, in these situations as well. So he's -4 here, but I can still parry, right? This one is really, really strong, and the OK situation is really nice too. So yeah, those are his parries. If you enjoyed the video, like, comment, subscribe. Liking will help the algorithm. Commenting will help with the algorithm. Even if it's just an emoji, just comment something. And subscribing will let me know that you enjoyed the content. That was it. Peace.